So it's time to address a question that I get a lot on the YouTube channel, which is how do you make your bass lines in the tech house and techno tracks that you're demoing? Now, the answer to this is mind-blowingly simple, so much so that I don't anticipate this tutorial will run for probably more than 5 minutes. So grab your stopwatch, let's get cracking with this, and I'm going to play you the little loop that we're starting with before we get the bass line going. And I always start with something like this. It's a basic backdrop and it just sets the tone for me to build the bass line underneath it. So kick, offbeat hi-hat, and an atmosphere. Have a listen. So nice little feature in here is just a tiny bit of a reverse of the hat that I've put in to help the couple of bars loop over. Big banging techno kick, and then there's this atmosphere in the background. I'll just turn it up so you can hear it. It's down minus 41 dB, so that's how low I've got it in the loop. So that's just EQ'd, sidechained, and it's just sitting there. It helps to glue all of the sounds together and kind of create that feel that I want for a techno tune. So let's get stuck in with building the actual bass line. This is mega simple. Here's what I do. I grab 3 different samples. They can be single, one hit, one shot type samples, or they can be loops. And then I drag them in and I build my bass line in audio. Now, you might choose to have more samples. You might choose just to have a couple. I do recommend having a couple though, because that's where the contrast comes from in these bass lines. And I'm going to pick 3 and I'm going to go for 2 that are kind of subby, weighty feeling basses. And then one that's maybe shorter, punchier, perhaps one that's got some character, something like that to add that extra bit of contrast. So that's okay. It's perhaps... There you go, let's go with that one, that'll do. That can sit up here somewhere. The other one was a bit too kick drummy, which is fine. I just don't fancy that this time round. Okay, this one's pretty cool. Ah, there we go, something like that. So that'll be our top one. And I'm actually going to vacate this pack because there's a lot of stuff that's sounding very similar. And let's try something from here, another kind of weighty bass. That'll do. Okay, brilliant. So let's loop it up over a bar and we'll literally add these things in one at a time. So I'm going to come in, cut out all the stuff that I don't want. Let's get rid of all of this. I think we'll just have this on the offbeat. It's perhaps going to be a bit too huge, so I'm going to just come in and we'll change this up a little bit. And let's have a listen. Too loud. Let's bring this one in. In fact, I think we're just going to keep this on the other offbeat. Let's move that across. Quite predictable, but it actually sounds good, so I'm going to leave it be. And then we've got this interesting character style bass that's going to sit on the top. Let's get rid of all of that and try and figure out where we're going to put this. So it's probably going to need a bit of EQ so it's not conflicting with the other bass, but I just want to give you an idea of how this works. And to be honest, we could probably leave it there, right? That's already sounding quite nice, that syncopated feel. Let's try adding maybe... We'll leave it like that. And let's just go ahead and we'll make use of the whole 2 bars we've got. And let's add maybe another one in the end here somewhere. And there you go. That is literally all I do. And that works super well. Now, of course, you might find that if you're going to have melodies and you're going to have chords and things, you might want to pitch these to be in the same key. You might want to stick a bit of delay on that top one, experiment with it, so you filter out the low end and just have that kind of interesting character that one's bringing to the table. And I did a few other ones as well, just so you can get a feel for it. So here's another one, completely different samples on this one. Again, sort of techno-y type feel to it. Let's turn those on. And we'll bring this little stab in. So similar feel to the one we just did actually. And then here's one that's more of a kind of house type vibe to it. So slightly different. You can see the pattern's very different that I've put the hits in on. Sliced up this particular loop, so it's a little bit different. We've just got the beginning of some of the samples here as well. You can slice out little pieces. So this is going to have a very different vibe to it. And that is it. Super, super simple. So I say it a lot, creativity loves speed. For me, this technique never fails to produce awesome bass lines. Can use it for tech house, techno, prog house, deep house, you name it. You can get some really, really good stuff out of this one. There's a lot of contrast in it. It bounces. There's a different timbres that really bring it to life. So one of my favorite techniques for sure. As I mentioned, you might want to get everything in key if you're going to have some nice kind of pads and a riff in there potentially. But other than that, you are absolutely good to go. So enjoy, have fun with it, happy music making, and I'll speak to you next time.